Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the world of Hong Kong cinema.
Okay.
Specifically, we're going to be looking at the life and career of Lam Ching-ying.
Sounds good.
Now, you may not instantly recognize that name,
Yeah.
but I bet you've seen him in action alongside legends like Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan.
For sure.
So to guide us through this deep dive,
Absolutely.
we have a true icon of Hong Kong cinema.
Thank you.
And we're going to be unpacking an article from Far East Films.
Cool.
It's titled,
Okay.
Lam Ching-ying, Original Vampire Slayer and Underrated Action Hero.
Oh, very cool.
So let's start with his early years.
Okay.
I was so surprised to learn that he was born in 1952,
Oh, wow.
the year of the dragon.
The Year of the Dragon. That's awesome.
Do you think that had any influence on his, fiery on-screen persona?
Well, it's a fun thought.
Yeah.
What's really fascinating is that he actually began his journey in the world of performance with Peking opera training
Interesting.
at a very young age.
Wow.
So just imagine him developing these incredible acrobatic skills and stage presence,
Right.
all of which would later become his trademark in the film industry.
Now, that's not the typical path you would expect for an action movie star.
Not at all.
So what can you tell us about his Peking opera training and how it shaped his later career?
Well, Peking opera is a highly stylized form
Oh, okay.
of Chinese theater
Okay.
that combines music vocals, mime dance, and acrobatics.
Wow.
It's incredibly demanding
Oh, wow.
and requires years of rigorous training starting from childhood.
So like an intensive boot camp for performance.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
And this background instilled in Lam
Yeah.
a strong foundation in physical discipline, timing, and performance,
Right.
all elements that would prove essential in his transition to film.
So speaking of the big screen, how did he make the leap?
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting.
Oh.
At just 19 years old,
Wow.
he caught the eye of none other than Bruce Lee.
Ooh.
Imagine being handpicked
Oh my gosh.
by the biggest martial arts icon
Yeah.
of the time.
That's destiny calling.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's not just a lucky break. It's like destiny.
Hey. So was he starstruck?
Oh, I'm sure.
Was he intimidated?
Maybe a little bit.
What was it like for him
I can only
to
imagine.
work with Bruce Lee?
Well, he assisted with action direction
Wow.
and even had supporting roles in some of Bruce Lee's most iconic films,
Oh, really?
like The Big Boss and Fist of Fury.
I love those films.
And get this,
Okay.
he even served as a stunt double
Whoa.
for Han the villain in the
Oh.
finale
Oh.
of Enter the Dragon.
Wow. Talk about a baptism by fire. Be
Exactly.
a part of those legendary fight scenes.
Yeah, I know.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it must have been an incredible experience.
That's every martial arts fan's dream.
Totally.
But Bruce Lee's films were just the beginning of his journey, right?
Yeah, just the beginning.
So what happened after that chapter?
He went on to work with another major figure
Okay.
in Hong Kong cinema,
Okay.
Sammo Hung.
I've heard that name.
They formed a close friendship, and Lam became a part
Okay.
of Hung's stunt association,
Cool.
the Hung-ga Band.
Anga band. Okay.
This was like joining an elite martial arts fraternity,
Wow.
where the best of the best
Yeah.
trained and collaborated.
Wow. That's so cool.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like this network of
Yeah.
incredibly talented martial artists,
Yeah.
all pushing each other
Uh-huh.
to new heights.
So tell us a little bit more about the Hung-ga band
Sure.
and what role it played in shaping Hong Kong cinema.
Well, the Hung-ga Band was more than just a stunt team.
Okay.
It was a breeding ground for some of the most innovative action choreography and filmmaking talent.
Interesting.
They were known for their hard-hitting, realistic fight scenes
Oh, wow.
and their ability to blend different martial arts styles.
So not only was he a skilled martial artist and actor, but he was also becoming a master of designing those breathtaking fight sequences.
Yeah, he was a talented guy.
So what were some of his notable achievements during this period?
Well, he actually won his first award
Oh, wow.
for action direction alongside Sammo Hung for the film The Prodigal Son
Cool.
in 1982.
Okay.
And then just a year later,
Wow.
he won another award for Winners and Sinners.
Okay.
Which, by the way, also featured Jackie Chan.
Oh, wow.
Talk about talent, recognizing talent.
It's amazing to see how all of these iconic figures in Hong Kong cinema were connected and how they collaborated to create something truly special.
It really was a special time.
It's like a golden age of action cinema.
Yeah, for sure.
And Lam Ching-ying was right in the middle of it all.
Right in the thick of it.
And let's not forget about his on-screen presence during this time.
Absolutely.
He had memorable roles in films like Encounter of the Spooky Kind.
Oh, yeah, classic.
Heart of Dragon.
Love that one.
And Eastern Condors.
Another great one.
All classics in their own right.
Definitely.
Already adding those to my watch list.
That's choices.
But of course, we can't talk about Lam Ching-ying without mentioning the role that truly made him a legend. The original Vampire Slayer.
Yes.
So how did this one film, Mr. Vampire, become such a cultural phenomenon?
Well, it was a perfect storm of elements.
Oh, okay.
The film tapped into a rich vein of Chinese folklore with the Jiangxi, the hopping vampire.
Oh, yeah.
But instead of presenting it as purely terrifying, Mr. Vampire injected a healthy dose of humor and action.
I like it.
Creating a unique and highly entertaining experience.
Right.
And at the heart of it all was Lam Ching-ying playing the role of a stoic, yet somewhat bumbling Taoist priest who battles these creatures with palisman's acrobatics and a healthy dose of wit.
That's cool.
His performance was both captivating and hilarious.
That's awesome.
And it struck a chord with audiences worldwide.
So he wasn't just fighting vampires.
No.
He was also challenging the traditional portrayal of these creatures, making them both scary and comedic.
Yeah.
It sounds like he brought a whole new dimension to the genre.
He did.
And that's one of the things that makes his career so fascinating.
I agree.
He wasn't just following trends.
Nope.
He was actively shaping them, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in Hong Kong cinema. And that brings us to a very interesting what-if moment.
Ooh, what-if moment.
In his career. The attempted American remake of Mr. Vampire.
That's right.
Tell me more about that.
All right, so Golden Harvest, the studio behind Mr. Vampire, was keen on capitalizing on the film's success by creating an English language version for the American market.
Bold move.
They even cast American actors Tanya Roberts and Jack Scalia alongside Lam Ching-ying.
So what went wrong?
Well, unfortunately, it seems like a combination of factors led to the project's downfall. There were clashes of egos on set.
Oh, no.
And Lam Ching-ying's limited English made communication difficult.
Oh, that's rough.
The project eventually fell apart.
Oh.
Leaving us with a tantalizing glimpse of what could have been a fascinating crossover moment. It's like a what-if moment in cinematic history. It makes you wonder how Hollywood would have received his unique blend of action, horror, and comedy.
Totally. But despite this setback, Lam Ching-ying continued to thrive in Hong Kong cinema, right?
Absolutely, he did.
So he went on to direct his own films.
Yeah, starting with One Eyebrow Priest.
Okay.
Further showcasing his multifaceted talent.
And get this.
Yeah.
He even trained other action stars.
That's right.
Including Michelle Yeoh, who later achieved international recognition for her roles in films like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
And Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's incredible.
His influence extended far beyond his own on-screen performances. It's like he was passing the torch to a new generation of action heroes. So what else can you tell us about his later career?
Well, he continued to work steadily, starring in a popular TV series called Vampire Expert, further solidifying his connection to the vampire hunting genre.
So it was a testament to his enduring appeal and his ability to captivate audiences across different mediums.
Absolutely.
It's clear that Lam Ching-ying's talents were widely recognized and appreciated in the Hong Kong film industry.
For sure.
But sadly, as with many great stories, there's a tragic turn.
Sadly, yes.
In 1997, he was diagnosed with liver cancer.
Oh, wow.
A disease that ran in his family.
I didn't know that.
How did he handle such a difficult diagnosis?
Well, it's reported that he chose to keep his illness private.
Oh, wow.
perhaps not wanting to burden others with his struggle.
Yeah.
He withdrew from the public eye, spending his final days with his sister before passing away at the young age of 45.
That's so young.
It is.
It's a testament to his character.
Yeah.
That even in the face of such adversity, he maintained his privacy and dignity. His passing must have been a huge loss.
Oh, absolutely.
To the Hong Kong film community.
Yeah, it was a shock to everybody.
So his funeral was attended by many of Hong Kong cinema's biggest names.
Big names.
Including Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and countless others.
It was a somber farewell to a true icon.
His legacy, however, lives on.
Absolutely.
Through his incredible body of work.
Yeah.
And it's heartwarming to know that fans can still experience his talent and charisma through his films, which are available on DVD.
That's great.
He may be gone.
Yeah.
But his contributions to cinema will never be forgotten.
Never.
So to wrap up this part of our deep dive, what stands out to you most about Lam Ching-ying's early career and his journey to becoming the original vampire slayer?
You know what fascinates me is how he seamlessly transitioned from the world of Peking opera to the gritty, action-packed world of Hong Kong cinema.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he took those foundational skills of physicality, timing, and performance and applied them to a completely different genre.
Right.
Creating something truly unique and captivating.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, there's that incredible sliding doors moment with the failed American remake of Mr. Vampire.
It really makes you think about the ripple effects of decisions, both big and small, in the entertainment industry.
It's a wild world.
It is a wild world.
Yeah.
But let's get back to Lam Ching-ying's impact on Hong Kong cinema.
Okay.
Mr. Vampire wasn't just a hit.
No.
It practically revitalized an entire genre.
Exactly. We're talking about the jiangxi genre. Those hopping vampires.
Right.
From Chinese folklore.
Before Mr. Vampire, these creatures were often portrayed in a very traditional, almost theatrical way.
Yes.
What Lam Ching-ying and the team behind Mr. Vampire did was brilliantly blend this folklore with elements of action comedy and even special effects, creating something fresh and exciting for audiences.
Absolutely.
So they took something familiar, added their own unique spin, and ended up with a winning formula.
It worked.
So what specific elements do you think contributed to this revitalization of the jiangxi genre?
Well, for one, the action choreography in Mr. Vampire was top-notch.
I can imagine.
Remember Lam Ching-ying had years of experience in Peking opera and had worked with the best in the business.
Oh, yeah.
Like Sammo Hung.
They brought a level of physicality and acrobatic flair to the fight scenes that was truly captivating.
Oh, yeah. It was really something special.
It wasn't just about brute force. It was about incorporating those graceful, almost dance-like movements from his Peking opera background.
It all came full circle.
And then there was the humor.
Oh, yeah?
Lam Ching-ying had a knack for injecting comedy into even the most tense situations.
Yeah.
His character, the Taoist priest, was serious about his vampire hunting duties.
Right.
But he wasn't afraid to stumble, make mistakes, or even crack a joke.
He's a funny guy.
It made him relatable and endearing to audiences.
Oh, for sure.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's that ability to find humor in the face of danger that makes his character so memorable.
Absolutely.
It's not just about slaying monsters.
Right.
It's about doing it with a twinkle in your eye.
That's a great way to put it.
And let's not forget about the special effects.
Oh, yeah, the special effects.
While they might seem a bit dated by today's standards, they were quite innovative for the time.
Oh, yeah, they were cutting edge.
The way they made the vampires hop, for example, was both creepy and comical, and it became a signature element of the genre.
Yeah. It's iconic.
I can already picture those scenes.
Me too.
A blend of suspense and laughter, all thanks to his unique approach.
He had a vision.
It sounds like he took a genre that was perhaps becoming a bit stale.
Yeah, it needed a refresh.
And injected it with a fresh dose of energy and creativity.
He breathed new life into it.
Do you think his success with Mr. Vampire had an influence on other filmmakers in the Hong Kong film industry?
Mr. Vampire sparked a wave of imitations.
Wow.
And inspired a whole new generation of filmmakers to explore the Jiangxi genre.
Okay.
Its influence can be seen in countless Hong Kong films that followed, as well as in Japanese anime and manga.
Cool.
And even in some Western horror comedies.
Wow, so it really spread.
It did.
The image of the Taoist priest battling hopping vampires has become an iconic part of popular culture, thanks in large part to Lam Ching-ying.
He really left his mark.
It's amazing how one film has such a lasting impact.
I know, it's incredible.
Not just within a specific industry, but across different cultures and mediums. It speaks to the power of originality and the ability to tap into something universal. In this case, our fascination with the supernatural and our need for a good laugh, even when faced with the spooky and macabre.
Sometimes you need a little levity.
You do.
Even in the face of horror.
I think that's a key insight here. Lam Ching-ying and the team behind Mr.Vampire understood that horror doesn't always have to be dark and gloomy.
It can be fun.
By infusing it with humor and action, they created something that appealed to a much wider audience.
For sure.
And in doing so, they helped to shape the landscape of the genre for years to come.
They were pioneers.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most successful creations come from taking risks and thinking outside the box.
Absolutely.
And we've talked a lot about his acting.
We have.
But he also directed several films, right?
That's right.
His directorial debut was One Eyebrow Priest.
That's the one.
Another film featuring those hopping vampires.
Of course.
What's interesting about his directorial work is that it showcases his deep understanding of the genre's conventions, while also allowing him to experiment with different storytelling techniques and visual styles.
He wasn't afraid to try new things.
So he wasn't just replicating what had already been done.
He was pushing the boundaries.
He was taking those familiar elements and pushing them further, exploring new ways to scare and entertain audiences.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things that makes his career so fascinating. He wasn't content with just being a successful actor.
You wanted more.
He was constantly striving to learn and grow, to expand his creative horizons.
To reach his full potential.
And speaking of expanding horizons, let's talk about his role in training other action stars.
Oh, yes.
You mentioned earlier that he trained Michelle Yeoh.
That's right.
That's incredible.
She's amazing.
What kind of influence did he have on her development as an action star?
Well, imagine learning from someone who had mastered both the physical and comedic aspects of action cinema. Lam Ching-ying's training undoubtedly played a role in shaping Michelle Yeoh's unique blend of grace power and comedic timing qualities that would later make her a global superstar.
That's so cool. It's like a direct lineage of Hong Kong cinema with knowledge and skills being passed down from one generation to the next.
It's beautiful.
And that's a testament to Lam Ching-ying's legacy.
For sure.
He wasn't just a talented performer and director. He was also a mentor, a teacher, someone who shared his knowledge and helped to elevate those around him.
He wanted everyone to succeed.
I love that.
It's inspiring.
It's not just about individual achievements. It's about contributing to the growth and development of an entire industry.
Lifting each other up.
Now, towards the end of his career, he also starred in a popular TV series called Vampire Expert, Vampire Expert further cemented his status as the go-to guy for anything related to hopping vampires.
He's the expert.
This series was a huge success.
It was.
And it showed that his appeal extended beyond the big screen. He was a true multimedia star.
True icon.
It's interesting how he kept coming back to that vampire hunting theme throughout his career.
It was his niche.
It's almost like it became his signature, his personal brand.
Yeah, you could say that.
Do you think that's a fair assessment?
I think so. While he was a versatile actor and could play a wide range of characters, he clearly had a knack for portraying those stoic, yet slightly mischievous Taoist priests who battled the undead.
And audiences loved him for it.
It makes me wonder, though, if he ever felt typecast or limited by that association with the vampire hunting genre.
That's a good question.
Did he ever express a desire to break free from that mold?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
While I don't have any specific quotes from him on the subject,
Okay.
I think it's safe to say that he embraced that aspect of his career.
Okay.
Seemed to genuinely enjoy playing those roles.
Right.
And he brought a level of authenticity and passion to them
That's awesome.
that resonated with audiences.
And even within that seemingly narrow genre,
Yes.
he found ways to experiment.
He did.
And push boundaries.
He was always innovating.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Even within a specific niche, there's always room for creativity and innovation.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a key takeaway from Lam Ching-ying's career.
Yeah.
The importance of finding your strengths, embracing what you're good at, and then finding ways to elevate it to a new level.
Bring it to the next level.
Exactly.
He took something familiar, the Jiangxi genre,
Right.
and through his talent and dedication, he transformed it into something truly special. Wow. Something that continues to entertain and inspire audiences today.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what would you say is the most important lesson we can learn from Lam Ching-ying's success with Mr. Vampire?
Yeah.
And his enduring impact on the Jiangxi genre?
What's fascinating here is that he didn't try to reinvent the wheel.
Okay.
He took an existing concept, something deeply rooted in Chinese folklore, and breathed new life into it by adding his own unique blend of action comedy.
And visual flair.
That's really cool.
He didn't shy away from the familiar. He embraced it and elevated it.
Okay.
And in doing so, he not only revitalized a genre, but also created something truly timeless and culturally significant.
That's such a valuable insight.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most powerful stories are the ones that draw on our shared cultural heritage.
Yes.
And find new ways to make them relevant for contemporary audiences.
That's the key.
Yeah, it's amazing to think about how those seemingly simple creative choices, like adding humor, amping up the action, and even playing with special effects can have such a profound impact.
It's true.
On an entire genre.
It can change everything.
It's a reminder that innovation often comes from finding new ways to present the familiar.
Absolutely.
And that's something that Lam Ching-ying excelled at throughout his career.
He had a gift.
He had a deep understanding of what audiences wanted, and he knew how to deliver it in a way that was both entertaining and thought-provoking.
I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive into the incredible life and legacy of Lam Ching-ying.
Before we say goodbye, though, is there anything else that stands out to you about his career? Something that you think our listeners should remember?
What I find truly remarkable is his resilience.
Okay.
You know, he faced challenges throughout his career. From the early days of struggling to break into the film industry to the later disappointment of the failed American remake.
That's right.
But through it all, he maintained his passion, his dedication to his craft, and his commitment to entertaining audiences.
He didn't let setbacks define him.
No, he didn't.
He kept pushing forward, honing his skills, and creating memorable experiences for moviegoers around the world.
He had a global impact.
It's a reminder that even in the face of adversity, we can choose to keep striving, keep growing, and keep sharing our talents with the world.
And his story is also a testament to the power of mentorship and collaboration.
I like that.
You know, he didn't just achieve success on his own, he surrounded himself with talented individuals. Learned from them, and in turn helped to elevate their careers as well.
It's a reminder that we're all part of a larger ecosystem.
We are.
And that our individual successes are often intertwined with the success of those around us.
We'll all rise together.
And perhaps most importantly, Lam Ching-ying's career reminds us that even within a specific genre or niche, there's always room for innovation.
For sure.
And personal expression.
Absolutely.
He took those hopping vampires, a concept that could have easily become repetitive or stale, and through his unique blend of talent, dedication, and humor, he transformed them into something truly iconic and enduring.
It's pretty amazing.
That's such an inspiring message.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we don't always have to reinvent the wheel to make a lasting impact.
Sometimes it's about finding those hidden gems within our own cultural heritage.
Yeah.
Polishing them up.
Okay.
And presenting them to the world.
Right.
In a way that is both fresh and familiar.
Exactly. And I think that's the beauty of deep dives like this. We start with a single name, a single film, and we end up uncovering a whole world of interconnected stories, cultural influences, and creative brilliance.
It's a journey of discovery.
It's a reminder that knowledge is an endless journey.
It is.
And there's always something new and exciting to discover.
Always something new to learn.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks.
So to all of our listeners out there, I encourage you to keep exploring, keep learning, and keep seeking out those hidden gems in the world of cinema.
There's a lot out there.
And if you haven't already, be sure to check out some of Lam Ching-ying's films.
You won't be disappointed.
You won't be disappointed.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
You might even find yourself inspired to delve deeper into the rich and vibrant world of Hong Kong cinema.
There's so much to explore.
There's a whole universe of amazing stories and talented individuals just waiting to be discovered.
I agree.
That's a perfect note to end on.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
My pleasure.
Until next time, keep your curiosity alive and your sense of adventure burning bright.